about contractors for a couple of reasons. One is, being out at clients recently, there's been a number of both lay and legal advice that says that if I craft a contract that says Matt is a contractor to me as a principal and that he is responsible for safety, I can somehow subvert the effect of safety legislation.
Yeah, go completely hands off.
Yeah, no, that is just, to quote Kim, absolute bullshit.
Yes, fantastic. I didn't even have to say it. There you go. Kim's legacy lives on.
Yeah, Kim, it is just the biggest load of nonsense.
Yeah.
So the law in Australia, in every jurisdiction in Australia, is this: a principal must do everything that is reasonably practical, standard of care, which is identify hazard, determine its risk, institute a control using the resource of the organisation to provide a safe place of work, a safe system of work, and to monitor people's health. It cannot get rid of that.
No.
What it can do is, I'm a principal and Matt comes in, Matt can demonstrate that he will do all that is reasonably practical and that I have a monitoring system that shows that every day Matt is doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, my liability is still here, but I'm able to say, no, I had a proper basis for expecting Matt to do it. Now, if Matt's a one-man operation, I have no proper basis for doing it at all.
No.
If Matt is a large construction business, has dedicated safety people, advanced safety systems, good digital reporting methods, I can go, okay, but I still need a monitoring process.
Right. Yeah.
And what I can't get rid of is if I have a specific knowledge of risk of something I'm doing. So I'm a large construction business and I get Matt in as a builder to do something. I look at Matt's swims and I go, well, that's clearly deficient.
Yeah.
Or I don't look at it and I must look at it in the contractor relationship and I bring with that the acquired knowledge, then I'm definitely liable, and I'm liable at a much higher level than Matt is because I was the one who had the original duty.
That's right.
Now, that's the law of contractors in safety. And if anyone tells you anything else, slap them across the chops.
Yeah,
okay?
Gently, politely. Make sure the swim says it's okay.
Yes, and the swims crafted by me will be use a large piece of steel. Okay, now we had a case which is an interesting case, which is illustrative rather than actual in the sense that it's not a pure contractor relationship. And that's Dial-a-Tow and AHRM. AHRM provided bins that were dragged onto Dial-a-Tow and placed. Okay. Now, there was no safety method, which defined when you drag the bins back on about the crush point between the back of the bin and the cab, the head of the cab.
It was almost entirely ignored.
Yeah, which means there was no engineering system. Now, this is, when you look at hierarchy of control, this is a very high risk of fatality.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's frequent because they do it all the time.
Yeah, that's right.
So therefore, there had to be at least an engineering control. There wasn't.
There was none.
But there wasn't even an administrative control. There wasn't even training, direction, anything. And eventually a person got crushed.
That's right. 8 days into working there, unfortunately, young bloke sort of gets up there, thinks he's got enough time to put his tools back on the truck and fatally crushed. It's awful.
So what they did find is a higher proportion of liability around Dial-a-Tow because they were observing and watching and they told the kid not to do it.
Yes, that's right.
So, but they didn't prevent it.
No.
And when they look at AHM, they said, well, you're the one who does all this. Where's the engineering stuff? Where is the method by which you can prevent this from occurring? So it's a good case because what it tells you is this. You cannot divest a liability. When you're a designer, a manufacturer, because they are all duties owed, you can't divest the responsibility for the use at which you're expecting someone to do something.
Yes, that's right.
Which is exactly the same as the contractor and principal argument. A principal can't use Matt and say, well, now you're in charge.
Yeah.
You must, ensure there is everything reasonably practical being done. AHRM didn't do that.
No.
So they were liable. Principal doesn't do it. They're liable. But more importantly, you must continue to monitor and provide sufficient systems to ensure the person who does it correctly or knows what correct looks like if you're relying on anything lesser than an engineering. So, it's just a rant. Really, because I'm sick of it. I'm just sick of it.
It's a good rant. It's a great reminder, Andrew. I mean, I think we do come across this a lot, and it does seem to be out there, this idea that, yes, we can somehow divest ourselves of our liability.
And it's proselytised by people who love saying to businesses, you can do the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Because it's cheaper and it's better.
Yeah, and everyone likes to hear cheaper and better, of course, but when that comes to a question of safety, it just does not work.
Yeah, and it's unlawful.
Yeah.
Just say that out loud. It's
Yeah.
unlawful.
Unlawful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said it. There you
Yeah,
go.
we
out
did.
loud.
Yeah, that's what we
Nina.
say. Yeah. It's
Unlawful. Sorry, Nina. Oh, the Eiffel Tower just
fell down.
Yeah,
Okay,
very
well,
dangerous being
we
under the
won't let
Eiffel
the French
Tower.
know that.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. But
Okay. Very quickly, very good case, the ABCC and unions behaving badly. CFMU.
Yes.
It's its other name, unions behaving badly.
Unions behaving badly. Yeah, that's in the brackets. Yeah, that's right.
Where unions held unlawful meetings, entered sites unlawfully. They were told not to do it. The organisation the builder properly complied with the law about demanding correct methods of entry, identifying unlawful meetings, and yet the unions, through their own behaviour, repeatedly did it, and they were fined very significantly, 360,000.
Yeah, it was quite significant.
70, 30, and 10, I think, for the various organisers.
Yeah.
But what I want to say, this case does nothing other than be funny. For a start, the unions behaving badly. But secondly, what it does show, the ABCC is about to be gutted. Okay. But what it does show is that employers who have courage, and this was Kane Constructions, a really good, solid national builder, if you stick by the law and you stare it down, you can stop it.
That's right.
So do it.
Yeah. And and it ties into the safety point here too, because the sort of fake safety concern was raised by the union, and they said, okay, well, we'll look at it. They did all the right things. They checked it. They got a proper person come in to check it.
They got WorkSafe.
WorkSafe itself came in and checked it. So,
So we'll often see unions industrialise safety as a method of taking unlawful action to pressure something that they want. And this was, they didn't like a particular contractor.
Yeah.
So follow the law. It's a very powerful thing.
Don't delegate your responsibility for OHS. There you go. That's the...
Okay.